exactly is a Dodge Dart? Well, it started as a big car in the early 1960s, which was recast as a compact, that looking back actually seems pretty big, eventually disappearing in the mid-1970s, only to reappear later as a replacement for the lackluster Dodge Caliber. That's the short explanation, but this reborn Dart deserves deeper discussion. Tapping their corporate sibling, Dodge used the Alfa Romeo Giulietta platform as a starting point for the Dodge Dart. Though the platform was lengthened by a foot and widened by roughly 2 inches, feel free to brag that your Dodge Dart has Alfa Romeo roots. You can also brag that the Dodge Dart is pretty fantastic to drive. The brakes are firm and responsive. The steering is a little light on road feel, but it turns with quick precision and speed-appropriate resistance. And the cabin, it's quiet. When it comes to ride comfort, the Dodge Dart isn't the smoothest car in the compact segment, but ultimate ride comfort seems like a pretty worthwhile sacrifice if it means you get a car that's fun to drive. Our car has the optional 1.4-liter turbocharged Multiair engine and a manual transmission. Grab this huge rat-fink-style shifter, and eventually the overly long throws lead to nice, unambiguous gear engagement. The Dart's manual transmission is actually among the easier manuals you can drive, due in large part to a soft, totally forgiving clutch. The big lesson? Don't fear the manual, it's friendly. As for the Multiair engine, there's no hiding the fact that it's turbocharged. There's decent power there, but only once the engine revs rise and once the turbo spools up. Those willing to drive more modestly can expect around 40 mpg on the freeway. As an aside, the Multiair has the kind of exhaust note you might expect from a slammed Honda Civic. Sitting below the 1.4-liter in the Dart's all 4-cylinder engine lineup is the naturally aspirated 2-liter engine dubbed Tiger Shark. Those who dislike on-off turbo power delivery but love cool names should be happy with the Tiger Shark. Though down on torque and fuel economy versus the turbocharged 1.4-liter, the Tiger Shark produces an identical 160 horsepower output. Finally, reserved for the sporty RT trim is a naturally aspirated 2.4-liter Tiger Shark engine that also utilizes Fiat's Multiair technology to produce 184 horsepower. As for transmissions, it's 6 speeds throughout, with a manual standard on all trims, a traditional automatic optional for the 2 and 2.4 liters, and a modern dual-clutch transmission offered exclusively with the 1.4-liter Multiair. The Dart's penchant for latest-gen technology isn't limited just to the engine bay. Maybe the best example is the optional Uconnect system. In short, it's awesome. There's the huge display, a perfectly unambiguous layout, and unlike many similar systems, Uconnect reacts to screen inputs with nearly zero lag. It's a really great system that comes bundled with glowing red dash trim and a USB audio input for a very reasonable $600 asking price, though adding navigation functionality will cost you extra. Other intriguing options include a heated steering wheel, backup camera, leather seats, push-button engine start, a 9-speaker Alpine audio system, a 7-inch reconfigurable gauge cluster display, and a clever storage bin under the front passenger seat for stowing, I don't know, whatever you'd like to hide. As long as we're hiding things under the front seat, let's talk interior. Up front, passenger accommodations are spacious, and the seats are comfortable, although they do feel a little bit lumpy in the lower back region. The rear seats avoid the lumpiness, though headroom is tight for taller than average passengers. Actually, I'm 5'10", which is perfectly average, and it's tight for me. Headroom aside, material quality is good. The simple interior layout is stylish without trying too hard, and the optional glowing red ring that surrounds the instrument panel, it's cool. Safety is another Dart high point, with stability control, traction control, and 10 airbags included as standard equipment, and blind spot monitoring and rear cross-traffic alert available as options. Those last two features typically limited to much more expensive vehicles. Pricing for the Dart is enticing, with the base model coming in south of $17,000 including destination. The sticking point is that that price doesn't include air conditioning. So unless you live up north, toss in an extra $1,000 for the value package, which adds AC, keyless entry, power locks, and power mirrors. Go wild with the option sheet, and a loaded Dart Limited rings up in the mid-$20,000 range. In general, prices for the Dodge Dart fall mid-pack in a highly competitive category that includes cars like the Chevy Cruze, Ford Focus, Toyota Corolla, Honda Civic, Hyundai Elantra, and Mazda 3. Examine all the angles, and the Dodge Dart looks like a winner. It charms with an uncommon stylistic and dynamic swagger without neglecting practical concerns like passenger comfort and fuel economy. Add in a strong sense of quality, some really cool technology, and an accessible price tag, and the Dodge Dart stands as one of the most exciting entries in the compact segment.